It's clear as day there were wrongdoings.
But my favorite thing that he said was definitely about Kanye West.
Because it's the juice. And if you don't have the juice, you don't have it. So if you don't have the juice, you can't capitalize.
Fill the room with the juice. That's a lot of loot. That big fire. Yeah, she kinda.
My favorite thing that he said was definitely about Kanye West.
If you say somebody got special needs, then why would you be watching them and holding them accountable like everybody else? Wouldn't you grade them on a curve?
Her channel hasn't been yeeted yet, has it?
So much proof out there about how Colleen made people feel that it's clear as day there were wrongdoings.
Before I hit record, I couldn't even remember the song. It's been so long since I've been on this corner of YouTube.
All aboard the toxic gossip train, chugging down the tracks of misinformation.
First of all, can we talk about this thumbnail really quick though? Did she really cut her hair this way? Because I'm just curious, like, is her hair really like that? Because I feel anytime a woman cuts her hair, she has gone through something. I don't know what it is, especially if she shaves it. I remember I shaved half of my head. I was going through so much. Anytime I have shaved my head, cut my hair in any sort of way, I am revamping, rebranding. And I feel like it's the same with men too, like when they do like a buzz cut out of nowhere. I don't know if haircuts have a correlation with mental health, but I genuinely feel like it is. But besides the point, let's hop in here. Colin Ballinger speaks out about the cancellation, which I believe is still present, right? It's still going. I know I've been gone for 3 months, but I'm honestly just genuinely curious. I have no clue and I really don't know. But to think that she thought this was going to be a bounce back is quite interesting. But again, haven't been on this side of YouTube in quite some time. So I really am going to be extremely blind in this. If you are brand new here, my name is Pearl. We do reactions and commentary videos over here, primarily in the pop culture world. We do dabble in some mental health as well as some astrology. So let's go ahead and hop in here because I really do want to know what's going on. This is about 10 minutes long, nothing serious. So just go ahead and get you a little 10-minute snack. Miss Colleen Ballinger.
Last year was certainly not Colleen Ballinger's year, as she was called out for a number of things, and she certainly didn't make things better when she decided to address everything with—
Pause. I just realized that I never thought of the song before I started filming. What is it? The toxic gossip train. What was you thinking when you did that? But I will give you this. It's been 3 months and I still remember the song, so I will give her that.
With her ukulele video.
Yeah.
She has come back online though, and the last—
So her hair is like that. Whoa. Rebrand, revamp.
month has been her getting back into daily vlogging. Every now and then people have noted that it seems like she's been trying to get her audience to feel bad for her about everything that happened last summer when the entire internet tried to hold her accountable for her actions.
Feel bad? Girl.
And that certainly was something people were saying once again after she posted her newest vlog titled Reflecting on 2023. In this, she was addressing things that happened last year, saying that—
Pause, really? Go back a little bit. And it's 15 minutes long. I kind of want to watch it. 11K views in 2 hours. When did she post this? Clearly, I don't know. I've been gone for 3 months. You guys let me know in the comment section.
On 2023. In this, she was addressing things that happened last year, saying that it was in fact the worst year of her life. But she said that she was trying to focus on positives that came from it all and the things that she said she learned experiencing what she did.
I think it's safe to say that 2023 was the worst year of my life. But I am so grateful for so many things.
Not her laughing. 2023 was the worst year of my life, honestly. And there's no giggle. There's no giggle needed. 2023 was a very hard year for me. It changed me drastically. It changed my circles, my friendships. I'm glad it's over.
In 2023, and that's what I want to focus on.
Colleen said that she felt weird about sitting down and filming and not addressing the fact that it was a brand new year and going over the last year. So that's what this video was. And she's trying to go into this new year.
That's that burrito blanket, right? Because right now it's looking like she has a little bit of some period stains or some poop stains, but it has to be the burrito blanket. I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt. It must be the burrito blanket.
You're inspired and welcome positivity and not dwell on the things that she doesn't have control over.
It feels weird for my first video of 2024 to like not mention anything about it being a new year last year and all that stuff. So I want to go into 2024 with a positive energy and a motivated, inspired spirit. And I want to—
I will say this, 2024 does feel very optimistic to me. It feels very positive. It feels very much like, okay, even though this is happening in the world, like, how do we make it better? How do we be better? How do we cultivate that positive energy. I feel that way. I actually saw a TikTok the other day, actually I think it was yesterday, talking about how 2024 is going to be the aesthetic of 2014 to 2016, very much like Tumblr vibes and like just being very like cool and like this is what I ate and I'm just so happy today, and just like that weird, very let me express myself in the most authentic way possible, meaning the aesthetic of 2024 is going to be completely drastically different from what we've been experiencing for the last 3 years. But we'll see, you know.
Welcome positivity and kindness and give positivity and kindness. And in 2024, I want to focus on listening more and being more present in the moment, dwelling on things that I have control over and not the things that I do not. I want to focus on creativity and passions and things that make me and my children happy. I don't have any New Year's resolutions. These aren't things that I wrote down in a journal. These are just things I'm word vomiting out onto the internet right now.
Now, when she did...
That's wild. She doesn't have any New Year's resolutions. I feel like if I had a year like Colleen Ballinger last year, I would have such a long list of New Year's resolutions. One of them probably including charity work, something to really rebrand and revamp, especially psychotherapy, something.
Did go into a little more detail about 2023. Colleen did kind of touch on a triggering topic, so just a warning, she did bring up thoughts of self-harm, but she opened up about the year not being her best, but says that in the end she was grateful for the growth that she did and things that she learned in 2023.
Wow.
2023 was not my favorite year I've ever lived, but I'm grateful for 2023 because I feel like I grew and learned more in the year 2023 than I ever have in any year of my whole life. I learned a lot about being a mom. I learned a lot about the internet. I learned a lot about myself and qualities that I don't like about myself. I learned things about myself that I do love. I learned that it's better that I'm here on this earth than not. Grateful and proud of myself for being here and for doing the fundraiser.
Wow. She should have thrown in, I learned a lot about my issues with taking accountability. That would have been a good one to throw in there.
And for being the best mom that I could possibly be, learned a lot about trust and friendships and the media.
Now, Colleen brings up the media at one point, which is very interesting as she goes on to imply that the media isn't to be trusted, which basically tells me that she's saying that the things that were written about her last year aren't true.
And I'm probably never going to believe anything I read or hear in media for the rest of my life.
Now, there were several major news outlets who wrote articles about Colleen and covered what was coming out about her. The Rolling Stone wrote several articles about Colleen addressing not only the things coming out about her having been in group chats with fans, but they also covered her live shows and also reported on how she was allegedly acting during the filming of her Netflix series Haters Back Off, where one former employee had come out with their story working alongside her in a post titled On Cancel Culture, Accountability, and Being in the Writer's Room with Miranda Sings. Variety also reported on Colleen multiple times, reporting on her responses to everything in both the ukulele video and her return video back to YouTube. From NBC to Vanity Fair, tons of outlets were covering what was going on as the story was so massive, and each day it felt as though more information was being released about Colleen and her behavior. But she clearly feels as though these outlets aren't to be trusted and that she won't be able to trust media going forward based on how they reported on her, which is kind of just reminding me of what JoJo Siwa said when she was defending Colleen last year, and she tried to say that everything was just lies and the internet just ran with it.
The internet can take a lie and run so far with it, so far that it's to the point where you just can't do anything about it.
And a lot of people at the time of this JoJo Siwa interview took this as, well, obviously this is how Colleen must be feeling about the whole thing, that people just ran with lies because JoJo is close with Colleen and they're in communication, and people just felt like that's why JoJo said what she did, because this is probably what she's heard from Colleen, that it's all lies. And she was the one falling victim to the internet's harassment. And we're hearing here that she for sure felt like the reporting of everything was not right, and it has her questioning things that she reads in the future. Which, for her to say that the reporting of people's experiences with her, which a lot of which did have receipts to it, weren't true, is very interesting, and maybe a little bold. But speaking of...
And that's what I was just thinking. If it wasn't true and there were certain things that were said that you absolutely were like, this is a lie, then say what that was exactly. But wouldn't that be the unraveling of what you believe is the truth that we all see is not the truth? Because if it really is a lie and you're like, oh, well, I don't want to believe in the media and what they said about me because it's not true, then like, let us know what that was. You know what I mean? It's just like JoJo saying that the media can run with a lie and just keep going and take it so far. Okay, but what is the lie? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand why that can't be determined. I actually genuinely don't understand that.
Of the future, she addresses the future of her channel, saying that she's not going to daily vlog like she has been. She said that this year she's going to focus on doing some other new things as well. She didn't say exactly what, but I feel like online wise the options are a little limited for her, as I'm sure there's been a lot of burned bridges in the last year. She did previously mention that she would love to plan out and go on tour again, but in order
plan out and go on tour again, really? That's interesting.
for her to do that, people would have to buy tickets, and she said she didn't know if that was going to be a thing that people did anymore. And
I don't know if that'll ever happen. I don't know. I have not really thought that touring would happen for me again in the future. I love it. It's my favorite part of my job, or always was my favorite part of my job. But I don't know. In order to go on tour, people would have to like buy tickets to see the show, and I don't know if that's something that would happen. So, but I did. I'm so grateful.
It's crazy how she says these things that she obviously is not like proud of or she doesn't like, but she giggles about it. Like she laughs about it. I think it would be interesting is if she went on tour and she brought on all the people she traumatized. It would be very wound opening, right? But it would be something people would want to see, you know, especially if it was like starring Adam McIntyre. Like just imagine like what would that look like, right? And not to say that he would or they would, but what would that look like if she tried to do something like that, right? Maybe not an apology tour, because she clearly tried to do that with her music video, aka Apology, but in some way or another, you know what I mean? What would that look like? Opposed to, let me ignore everything that happened and all of the traumatization that I did to other people and just continue what I was doing. That's what's so weird about this little giggling thing that she does. I mean, I get it. A lot of people, you know, they laugh when they're uncomfortable, so I do understand that part.
Grateful for all the time that I got to tour, and if I ever got to tour, perform in any capacity ever again, I would be just elated, so happy. It's my passion, it's my everything. But like, you know, I'm also just trying to be grateful for the experiences that I have had, and you know, look at it that way. So yeah, anyway,
I don't know if she got the response she was looking for when she said that or not, and that's what she's planning.
Scorpio, is she a Scorpio? I don't know.
But there was a lot of backlash that came with that statement as well. So maybe doing that in 2024 isn't the move, but I guess we will see. She did talk once more in this video about the fact that she's really just trying to focus on the positives because of last year. And even though it was bad, it really showed her how to look at the good things in life.
Trying to say is that there can be beauty in hard times. Darkest days I've ever seen in my life were in 2023. And I would not have seen so many beautiful things without those dark times. So I'm grateful for all of it. I don't know, I need to stop rambling. I just wanted to say that I'm grateful for a lot of things in the last year, even though it was a hard one. And I'm excited for 2024, and I am ready for it. Whatever happens, I know I can get through it, and I am excited to see what the year brings.
One thing is for sure though, and it's that Colleen is still talking a lot about rocks with her audience. This is something that she talked about in her return video, that she has developed this rock obsession in her time away, and it's become a huge part of her vlogs. And in this video, she credits going through hard things to leading her to this new hobby that she is obsessed with.
I learned so much about rocks, and I found a new passion when I never knew that I had deep inside of me, one I probably never would have found if I hadn't gone through hard things. I love rocks and crystals and tumbling. You know, I've always my whole life said like, I don't meditate, I don't understand meditation, meditation's not for me. Therapists have tried to get me to learn how to meditate, and I just couldn't figure it out. And I really feel like rocks and rock hunting and rock tumbling is my form of meditation. It's something where when I'm doing it, I don't think about anything else. My mind feels clear, I feel calm, I feel grounded. Why am I crying about rocks? I feel one with like the earth, and I feel gratitude for being here, and I just find beauty and metaphors in rocks and in crystals, and I'm so grateful for rocks and for Taylor Swift.
So
if she starts selling rocks, you heard it here first. And that would be an interesting and nice margin for her if she were to start collecting or selling rocks in some way. Maybe even finding a rock and signing it and then selling that rock. I'm just throwing it out there. You know, I feel like anytime an influencer, celebrity, YouTuber, I don't really care who it is. If you got a platform, you got a platform. They'll throw something in there really, you know, calmly that can easily be something that they can make money on in the future, right? And who knows? There might be people in the comments like, oh my god, I love rocks too. What is your favorite rock? And then she can calculate that, use that as data, and then in the future, maybe 6 months down the road, have a whole rock line. Or maybe I'm just giving out ideas. You tell me.
it's been a wild ride reporting on Colleen the last couple of months, seeing all that's come out about her and how she's responded to it all, and to now hear how she's reflecting on it and going into this new year. It's been a lot, and I certainly want to know what you guys think about what Colleen had to say about her time away from the platform and her cancellation and what she said about the media, because I feel like that was the biggest part of this video, is her talking about how she felt about the media, because I feel like it says a lot. But I really want to hear what you guys think about everything that she said. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I love you guys so much, and I will talk to you in the next video. Bye, guys.
Bye, girl. I do think it says a lot, and I don't really understand why she's harping on that. If you want to harp on that, that's fine, honestly. I really do think that's fine in any capacity, in any profession. But state what that is. So if you're saying that they're lying, what is the lie? If you're saying that they're twisting things, what is the twist? You know what I mean? It's like telling me to cook something with no ingredients. It's like, okay, well, you want me to cook this, but you didn't tell me, you know, what ingredients are in it. Am I just supposed to guess? Am I supposed to know the measurements just from my brain? You know what I mean? It's just, I don't know. It's weird. It's like, why can't you go a little bit more into depth with that? And I think that would actually show a little bit more like respect in a sense of people being able to fact check it. I mean, but I think there's been a lot of fact checking with her situation. So I truly don't understand why she would harp on that. But again, you know, depending on the audience, the age of the person watching, they may see it like, yeah, they were talking so bad about her and I love her. But just like JoJo said, take a lie and you run with it. Okay, great, JoJo. I understand your perspective and your opinion. Now tell me what that lie is. That's what bothers me. That's what genuinely bothers me. Anyways, let me know your thoughts on this video. Let me know your thoughts on Colleen Ballinger coming back, speaking out, cancellation, all of that. I personally am so... The thing is like these people can always come back. We've seen this multiple times with Trisha's, with the Shane Dawsons of the world. And, you know, they're able to revamp and come back. So I don't know what her revamping is going to look like. But, I mean, for whatever reason, it looks like it's going to possibly be there. And that's actually really scary to see. It's like you're not even showing like a pinch, an inch, like a little droplet of that at all. So it just makes me think like clearly something was happening there that shouldn't have been happening. And you're just kind of dancing around the situation in a way. And it's really interesting how these people, and not even just these people, but again, so many different professions where they mess up and then they're able to just kind of take a hiatus and then try to come back and revamp, cut their hair, stay positive, see the light through the darkness. I mean, you know, we've heard it all before, right? There's so many ways to say it. But anyways, guys, let me know your thoughts on this video. I am going to be watching the Cat Williams interview after this, which is 2 hours and 46 minutes. So no way in hell that I'm going to be able to be reacting to that entire thing unless I did it in 2 parts. But I am going to watch it. I'm going to take notes and I will come back with my thoughts on that. But I do feel that Cat Williams has always been a brilliant mind. So if you watched that and you already have your thoughts on it, let me know what your thoughts were down below. I think there were a lot of gems in there, at least the ones that I saw on TikTok, which are hilarious. But my favorite thing that he said was definitely about Kanye West.
I don't know how well you know Kanye. I don't know if you've been around Kanye, but from a distance, what do you suspect's going on?
I suspect that we're pretty awful people if we say that somebody got a mental illness and then we watch what they do. If you say somebody got special needs, then why would you be watching them and holding them accountable like everybody else? Wouldn't you grade them on a curve? Wouldn't you go, whew, this guy? Because, I mean, what are we reacting to? What are we reacting to? You're the one that put him in a position where he thought he was God and could call himself Jesus. And you're the one told a guy that writes musical lyrics that he was a genius. Mm-hmm. You're the one that's like, so what do you expect? The guy married a whore. Like, what?
Oh, Lord.
Like, I didn't mean it like that. I mean, married her because she was one. Not he didn't know. He understood that he wanted that. He courted that. That's what he wanted, to base his family
she got
on.
A good heart, though. I know what you're going to say. Don't you say it, Cat. Don't you say it. I'm going to move the conversation.
If what I'm saying is not correct, then how does she end up with Pete Davidson?
I mean, it happens all the time.
And what if you weren't even good enough for Pete and he leaves you? What do that mean the product was?
So I'm excited to kind of see it in its entirety. But if you're brand new here, don't forget to like and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts on this video and let me know your thoughts on Colleen Ballinger down below. Bye. See you later.
Is there more?